I have an appointment this morning with my ophthalmologist. I'm heading over there now. I go in about every 2 to 3 months. He checks the pressure in my eyes. I guess the reason I started going there 2, 3 years ago is because I used to go to an optometrist and they noticed that the pressure in my eyes was getting kind of high. So I started going to the ophthalmologist and he gives me these eye drops. I think I've mentioned this on the channel before, that lower the pressure in my eyes. And so far for the past 2, 3 years, it's worked. It's kept the pressure in a normal range where they're supposed to be, but I have to go back in every couple of months just for him to double check to make sure the eye drops are still working. Unfortunately, they cause a really bad side effect. They make my eyes really, really red and dry, and so then I have to take these other pills. Both of these are prescription pills. The other pills are to combat the dry eye, and they don't seem to work. My eyes seem to always be red anyway. And then last week I was mentioning in a previous video that I'm starting to get, because I'm taking so many eye drops now, I'm starting to get like crusty, I don't know if it's an allergic reaction to the drops, and if so, which drops, since I take so many drops now. I don't know what's causing, I'm getting like a rash around the eye. Yesterday, someone had suggested that I put Vaseline around the eye, and I thought, well, that may be a good idea because that would make it so the eye drops can't stick, they would run off. So I tried putting Vaseline or what's the name of this stuff? I can't remember. It's sort of like a medicated kind of Vaseline, and I put that around my eyes. My eyes turned bright red. I had some kind of an allergic reaction, and that made it even worse, so that didn't work. So I'm going to talk to the doctor about this morning and find out if there's anything he can recommend for that extra side effect problem that I have now. I also found out that I have a cataract in this eye that needs to be taken care of. I need to have cataract surgery. This eye's fine. I think I have almost 20/20 vision in this eye. This eye, almost no vision. When I'm trying to watch TV, it's just all blurry. If I close this eye, everything's kind of blurry and I can't see anything. And he's been trying to encourage me for the last couple of years to have the cataract surgery on this eye, but I've just been prolonging it as long as possible because I went online and researched it a little bit, and there can be some really bad results from cataract surgery. Now, the percentage is very small. I forget what the exact number was, but I mean, they do millions of these every year. But still, if you happen to be one of the surgeries that doesn't work, then you definitely don't want to lose your eyesight or have issues that way. So I'm curious, I wanted to ask all of you, I'm sure some of you have probably had cataract surgery, so I would love to know how your cataract surgery went, and if you have any tips or if there's anything I need to know before I do it. I'm going to definitely try to do it this year, probably in the next few months. I don't know how long it takes to schedule, and this is our busy season. All the snowbirds are here for the winter, so it's always really busy in the winter. I may wait until the spring or summer to do it. I'll talk to the doctor about it, but I think I really need to do it this year. If you have any tips, if you have any suggestions, and if you could tell me how your experience went, have any of you had cataract surgery that didn't go well? That, I think, is what I really want to know about. And if it didn't go well, what exactly happened? And did you lose your eyesight? Or was it just, I know you can get infections and things after the surgery. My ophthalmologist has been here in the desert for, I think, 35 years doing cataract surgeries, so I'm guessing that he has a pretty good record. But even I asked him once, he goes, well, things can happen. Issues can happen after cataract surgery, and, it's just like anything else. And it is true. I mean, any surgery, no matter how minor, things can go wrong. Things can happen. So there's no such thing as 100% success rate with anything involving surgery. So, and I know that, but with any other part of the body, I probably wouldn't care as much. But with your eyes, being able to see, I mean, that's very important. That's probably the most important body part. I could probably lose any other body part and, it'd be awful, but not as bad as losing your eyesight. And I know my mom had some real issues with macular degeneration, and she had her cataracts taken care of, and it did help a little bit, but then she ended up having macular degeneration and almost lost her eyesight completely by the time she died. So I'm just trying to do everything I can to prevent that. So anyway, I'm rambling here, so I better get going or I'm going to be late for my appointment. I love how close the hospital is to our house, and this is where my ophthalmologist is located. He's in the building here to the left. He's right up here in the El Mirador Medical Plaza. And then the hospital is just straight ahead here. It's free parking, always really easy to get in and out. And if I had to, I could walk here. It's only 5 to 10 minutes driving and maybe 15, 20 minutes if I walked. So that's nice. I think I've mentioned this before on this channel, that one of the problems my mom had is living out in Quartzsite, Arizona, out in the middle of nowhere. When she had her stroke, she was really out of luck. It happened on a day when there was a huge windstorm there, and normally they would bring a helicopter out to pick someone up and then take them to Phoenix, but they couldn't land a helicopter because of the wind that day, and so she had to wait until an ambulance could come and pick her up and take her to the hospital, and it took hours, and it was like 2 hours away from Phoenix. Pretty serious stroke. I don't know if it would have made a difference, but living here in the city, she definitely at least would have gotten to the hospital really fast within just a few minutes, within just, 10, 15 minutes instead of a couple of hours. So I'm looking around here, and normally there's plenty of parking here anytime I come, but this is our busy season, and as you can see, it's very full. It's 10 o'clock, 10:20, and this guy up here is taking up 2 spots. It's just for compact cars, but I guess nobody follows the rules anymore. So let me go around. I'm going to have to put my camera down and see if I can find a spot over here, over to the right. Luckily, I do have this super compact car, so I can squeeze in here. So anyway, that was one of the reasons that we chose Palm Springs to retire to. We wanted to be in a community where we could be just, a few minutes away from the hospital, and just close to pharmacies and close to doctors, and all of my doctors are just right here in the same plaza or right across the street. So everything's super convenient, and there are just tons and tons of assisted living facilities also here in Palm Springs. In the neighborhood where my mom lived, there was nothing. There were no services that could come out. They had no assisted living facilities where she was, nothing even close to where she was. Everything was at least an hour to 2 hours away. So that makes a big difference, I think, when you're retired. And we definitely thought about it when we were moving here to Palm Springs. How about you guys? Did you choose your retirement home based on those kind of things? What you might need in the future, 10, 20, 30 years down the road? Or are you like my mom and you just figure you'll just play it by ear and see what happens and roll the dice and hope for the best? She enjoyed her life, and I guess she knew what the consequences were, and she knew that was a possibility and was willing to take that chance. And unfortunately, it didn't work out in her favor. This is my jiggly camera, so it's not usually very good when I'm walking. It usually jiggles too much. Are you going to 1?
3.
Oh, 3?
Thank you.
Was there another parking lot below?
I think so, yes.
Oh. They just put some eye drops in to dilate my eyes so they can photograph it, I guess. This one, I think they said, was 2, and this was 5 as far as moisture in the eyes. 5 is kind of normal. 2, I guess, is just barely. I mean, it's still very dry. The doctor did say he thinks it's probably an allergy. He said it does happen sometimes. The problem is I take 3 different eye drops, so we need to just test one thing at a time and rule each one out to see which one it is that's probably causing the allergic reaction on the outside of my eyes. So he gave me a couple of things. He gave me these little lid scrubs, since I am having problems, around the outside of the eyes. So I'm going to try this and see if maybe this helps a little bit. And he's thinking, and I'm thinking probably the same thing, that the 2 drops that I take that are prescription drops, they're preservative free. They don't have any preservatives, And sometimes it's the preservatives that cause the allergic reactions with people. So the only drop that I'm taking that does have preservatives is the over-the-counter artificial tears that I take usually in the middle of the night. And I just get those from Walmart. They're really cheap. They're just a few dollars. And so he's thinking that's the most likely culprit right now, but we don't know for sure. It could be the drops that we're using to lower the pressure, the glaucoma, the pressure in my eye. Because I told him when I wake up in the middle of the night, I take those drops before I go to bed, and then I wake up to pee, and my eyes just feel like sandpaper. They just feel, they're really, really rough and sore. And that's when I take the drops from Walmart, and that soothes the eyes quite a bit. And I can usually go back to sleep after I take those drops. He said I shouldn't be having that reaction though. They do cause redness and dryness, I guess, but it shouldn't be that bad. They shouldn't feel like sandpaper. So it could be those eye drops that are causing the problem, and we can switch over to, I guess I'm on the generic version right now. I can switch back to the non-generic version, or he said he even has another manufacturer that makes the same thing, that we could try those. So anyway, we just have to kind of do it one thing at a time and see what happens. He's going to call me in a couple of weeks. I'm going to change, oh yeah, he gave me these. It's Refresh Optiv Mega 3. I don't know if there's a reflection on that, but I'm going to try these. They're very expensive. There's no preservatives in these. And I don't know if these, I don't think you need a prescription. I think I can get these at Walmart, but they're a lot more expensive. I've looked at the eye drops they have there, and just all are just outrageously expensive. It's ridiculous. So I'd prefer not to spend my retirement savings on eye drops if I can avoid it. So I'm going to try these for the next couple of weeks, and then he's going to give me a call. If this takes care of the redness inside and also gets rid of the allergic reaction on the outside, then we'll know it was the over-the-counter drops from Walmart, at least for the reaction. He said it's definitely an allergic reaction on the skin from some of the drops. It may not help with the redness. We may still have to deal with that next. The redness inside the eye, that might be one of the other drops, but one drop at a time to see which one is causing the problem. I also asked him about going ahead and doing the cataract surgery, and he said, well, we really can't do that. He can't do that until the eye has been cleared up, and there's no redness. He can't do the surgery when I have an extremely red eye and all the other issues that are going on with my eyes. So we have to get this under control first. So it'll probably be a few months before we can go ahead and schedule the cataract surgery. But I would still like all of your input. For those of you who have had it done, any input, advice, suggestions you can give me, that would be great. I would love to hear, because it's a very serious surgery. So I'd like to know what your experiences have been for those of you who have had it done, or maybe you know someone who's had it done. I think it's once a year, maybe twice a year, where he actually takes they dilate my eyes and take the picture of the back of the eye to check for macular degeneration. And he said, right now there's no problem. I'm good, which is, yeah, that's a real relief, because my mom, like I said, did have macular degeneration and pretty much lost her eyesight almost completely by the time she died. So I'm sure hoping I can avoid that. And right now I don't have anything, and I'm 70. She died at 85. She was almost 86. And she dealt with this for quite a number of years. She had it it seems like at least a decade or more. So right now, I don't have any signs of macular degeneration, so hopefully I didn't inherit that from her. If it's something you inherit. I'm not sure exactly how you get that. I'm assuming it is. The glaucoma, which she also had, I do have, but that's why I'm taking the drops, to keep the pressure down. So I think it just keeps the pressure low so your blood vessels don't explode or something like that. So right now, what I'm taking, the Zioptin, is working just fine. The generic version of the Zioptin is what I'm taking, and that's keeping the pressure normal. So hopefully that means there won't be any problems with whatever the pressure causes. Now we just need to find one that can keep the pressure down without causing all the side effects. If I wasn't retired, I don't know how I would have enough time to go to all the doctor appointments and the eye appointments, and I've got a dentist appointment next week, and the following week I have an appointment with my urologist, my kidney stone doctor. So just in this month alone, I've got 3 appointments, and this one the eye doctor will be a follow-up appointment. So 4 appointments just in January. So hopefully I can get rid of all the problems early in the year, and the rest of the year will be smooth sailing. I guess we'll see. So I'll look forward to all of your comments, and I'll see you all next time.